Hello and welcome to What's Renew Yourself with Karma Cleanse Live. Today we will talk about adversities and how to overcome them. My name is Katja Rosanen and I will be your host. And I have an adversity strategist and transformational coach, Lilian Moeller, here with me. Lilian is an expert how to overcome adversities, and her own story is a proof that she knows how to build a resilient mindset that helps you to move towards the fulfilled life that you truly desire. So welcome, Lilian. It's so good to have you in the show, and thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to be here with us and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Katya, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to share my knowledge with your audience and to be spending a few minutes with you today. Thank you so much for inviting me.
That's wonderful. And how are you today?
I'm okay, a little bit nervous, but I think it's going to be a beautiful conversation. So let's dive in it and bring as many people into this energy that you and I truly dream of. Thank you so much.
Perfect. No need to be nervous because you are an expert on your own way, and what a story you have, because you are from Cameroon and then you find your way to Switzerland. You worked for United Nations agency and then moved to have your own coaching business. So could you tell us more about you and your work?
Oh, my story is, well, we all have a story, right?
Yeah.
Each life has a story. So this is mine. I was born in Cameroon, and I moved from Cameroon to Switzerland when I was 21 years old. I had studied journalism in Africa and worked in a radio station for a few months. And I was young and full of energy. I wanted to learn more. So I wanted to move abroad to study many other things. And I got the golden opportunity to move to Switzerland. Now you have to understand, Cameroon is both English and French speaking. And I am from the English speaking part of Cameroon, and I have no relatives in Switzerland. So it was rather very difficult for me at the age of 21 to start my life here in Switzerland. Well, as resilient as I am, because at the age of 10 years old, my parents divorced. And automatically, being the firstborn of this family, I had to take care of my siblings. We were 4 in total. And with so many adversities in between this conflict of divorce, I had to count on my own self. I had to believe in myself. I had to move on with my own intuition and just try by error to know who I really was with all these responsibilities that I had at this young age.
Yeah, wow.
But that served me. It served me. I'm grateful for that. No matter how painful it is today, it's never going to go away. It served me at the age of 21 when I moved here, and I had no family. I was all on my own. I wanted to study. Switzerland is one of the most expensive countries in the world. So you can imagine. And I had to babysit. I had to clean 7 days a week. I really worked hard. And I could educate myself. So when I came to Switzerland, I studied business administration and finished with that. And after that, I studied informatics. And one of the people that I worked with was so impressed by me, and he helped me to get into a private bank because I had the qualifications for it. There was no doubt about it. And that's how my life just opened up. In a few weeks, I was working in private banking, and I continued working there. And after that, I worked as a IT consultant for Nestle, which was good money, good life. But how do you sometimes we wish for so much, but when we get there, we do not know how to juggle who we were, who we've become, and where we want to go. So I was struggling between these two worlds, and I decided to go back to Cameroon to start my own business in informatics. But that was too early for Africa. And I failed badly. I lost all the money I had invested. I'm talking of real money here. So I decided to come back to Switzerland and pick up my life again, which I did. When I came back to Switzerland to pick up my life again, I had a job, but there was still something wrong. There was this inner voice in me saying, who are you, Lilian? Who are you? What do you want to become? And going back to my story of my divorced parents, I always wanted to help women in Africa. Women in Africa are going through a living hell. They have very little saying. They have very little access to land. They have very little access to, to prosperity, to education. Not all countries, but the majority are going through a living hell. And after the divorce of my parents, I could see the struggles that my mom had, and that amplified everything.
Yeah.
So I had deep down in me as a young girl to help women in Africa. So I said to myself, I'm in Geneva with all these international organizations. Why don't you find one? So I did. I'll rather not say the name. I did, and I worked there for 16 years. And the frustrations are still there. Even though in these UN organizations, it's such a big organization and things, they have their own turnover. Still with these frustrations, I decided to form my own first non-profit organization to help women and girls from developing and emerging countries. And this non-profit is called A Sister in the World, where we alleviate poverty in women and girls from developing and emerging countries. That's ongoing. It's rather slow because there is lots of politics between countries and the needs of the people. I am more about solving the needs of the people rather than policies. It's ongoing. We are making progress, and people are seeing benefits from our organizations.
Yay!
But then, I know. But then, I really wanted to make it target. I really wanted to target. So I founded the second non-profit organization.
Wow.
It's never enough. Called the African Women's Economic and Entrepreneurship Forum. And this, to me, is a huge personal satisfaction because it's like I'm talking to the people directly. I'm looking in the eyes and saying, I know you're hurting here. This is what you can do. But this time around, I'm not only going to help you do this. I want you to use your own knowledge, your own strength, and your own might to make things for you. Because what I've learned with the nonprofit is that you take and you give, it's fine, but it's not sustainable until people invest in it themselves.
Yeah.
So the African Women's Economic and Entrepreneurship Forum is all about financial freedom for women in Africa, income streams. So it's more about those women who have the knowledge. And my target is that if they have the knowledge, I can teach them what I know and how they can create their own financial freedom. Then they can pass it on.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
Pass on the message. And I love that because you are also empowering them. Like when they invest, they have skin in the game, and that kind of pushes like, okay, I invested in me. Yes. And then I will take the action. And once they reach the level, then they can also share that, the learning, share that, and help that to spread.
Exactly.
And I really see that you have a huge heart. You have 2 non-profits, and all that you do, you always want to help people to overcome the adversities, and having your own background, your own story, to showing that it can be done. It can be done. It can be done, but you need to want it for yourself. Yeah. It can be done. It can be done. And I know you are currently working on a book that will help so many. Could you tell us a little bit more about the book that you're writing?
Okay, Katya. Yes, the title is Financial Freedom for Women in Africa. Again, it's all about income streams and how to create your own financial freedom without depending on a husband, because many women in Africa depend on husbands or families or all these clans. I want them to stand tall on their own shoulders. You know, I want to teach them how to go to Shopify and open their own shops on Amazon. Just sell toilet paper. That's good enough for me. And you will figure out the rest. So I was in Cameroon in December, and I said to myself, you have these big dreams, but observe. And I could notice all the women have a mobile phone on their hand. They could manipulate it. So if you have access to the internet, you have the mobile phone, you can run your own business. You can run your own business. A man doesn't have to be your life, you know. It's like this object that you're dreaming of that will save you from yourself. You can save yourself by simply knowing simple techniques and just sticking to it and taking action. So that's what my book is all about. It's going to be a very short book, very simple book that everybody can read, affordable, but then it will tell them exactly how you can create income streams for yourselves through affiliate marketing, direct sales, Shopify, Amazon, and much more.
Oh, I love that. Like having like these simple steps, like 'cause sometimes we can get into the story, oh, who am I to do? I'm here. My circumstances are so hard. I can't do it. I don't have anything. But then, hey, do you have a mobile phone?
Yes.
Or if you don't have a phone, do you have access to internet? Is there internet cafe, for example, close by?
Yes.
Can you take a step forward?
Yes. The only thing they need is just results. Once they have the results, then they will be happy with that. And results, I have no doubt about results. It's just, I want them to be committed to themselves. Committed to themselves and not to somebody else. The culture of Africa is you commit to your family, you commit to this clan, and you're somehow not existent. You exist, but which is a very good thing. The African clan is so supportive.
Yeah.
But at one point, you become dependent on it, that you don't exist. So I want to bring women out of this and back to the light and say, you are you. You have all these people who love you, all these people who will always be there for you. Maybe, maybe not. But be there for yourself. And you will get to know why in our conversations, why I tell people to try and be there for themselves first.
That's wonderful. I so look forward to read your book. And I want to ask you a big question. I know we could talk about this topic for hours and hours, I will ask it anyway. And I want to ask you to give us a simple, very short answer. Like, how can we overcome adversities? If a person is listening this and have been caught up in their story, their circumstances, how can they start changing? What would be the first step?
Okay, if you're caught up in a situation, in an adverse moment right now, health, financial, social, whatever it may be, my first advice to you is self-mastery. Wherever you are right now, how do you feel? What is that intuition in you? What are those little voices in your head saying? Start by mastering yourself, how you react, how you respond. What are the things you like? What are the things you don't like? I understand during adverse moments when you don't have money, when you've just lost a loved one, like I lost my son. And you have all these questions in your head. But I just want to assure you that start to listen to those little things in your own self. The event itself is one thing and you is another thing. But these two things will get together to produce an outcome. So whatever is happening and your own self, what is happening within yourself, listen to that so you can produce a successful outcome. So my very first key to anyone who is going through adverse moment is listen deep down yourself. What you're feeling, you need it. You will need it afterwards. When this is over, you will need it. But if you don't listen to what's happening inwards, then you will lose trace, and you think, oh, that's gone, that's happened. Now, next.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not done with it yet. You're postponing the problem.
Yeah. And that is something like with what I do is they work with karma clients. It's kind of sometimes karma repeats if you don't learn, if we don't take the time to listen. So then we kind of find ourselves in a similar situation, maybe with different people, but it's the same story. Same variation of the same story. So, and I believe that karma is there for learning. So from your personal experience, what's the key learning that you have learned from all the adversities you needed to face in order for you to be the person who you are today and be in the place in your life where you are right now? What would be the key learning that you have gained?
What I have learned is no matter your adversities, we all have a share. In this journey called life, we all will encounter adversities. So wherever you are, whatever adversities you are facing, there is something in there for you. It is for you. No one, not your mother, not your dad, not your spouse, not your brother, can learn the lessons that are in those adversities, which will serve you in the future. It's for you and only you. We'll all experience adversities. You will lose a friend, you will lose a spouse, you will lose, you will get health problems. I will get the same. But it's going to be at different times of our life, meaning wherever we stand, that's our journey, that's our chain, and we must learn from whatever is happening. If we don't learn from it, you are going to, it's either you're going to really go astray, or you have to repeat the same procedure in a different format. So whatever is happening, be it divorce, death, no matter how tragic, I've had my baby in my hand, and
I'm so sorry for that loss.
So
you had to go through.
I know, but the lesson in there was, and my message to everyone is that life will always make room for you to be fulfilled again, no matter what. So wherever you are, feel the pain, but learn. And from my journey as a mom, if I look at my two beautiful kids today, my lesson is that my first son saved my life so I can enjoy this beauty today. So feel the pain, cry, ask for help, close up. But I want you to learn the lessons in it so you can be fulfilled again.
That is such a beautiful message that you shared just now, and thank you so much having the courage to share your personal experience for others to maybe find hope and inspiration that you can overcome adversities.
We all can overcome. You just listen to yourself, embrace the pain. Tomorrow is another day, but someday you will smile again. So you will be fulfilled again. Not in your own time, not in my own time. But when you get to that point, when you let go and say, I'm ready for it, when it comes, it's so amazing. It's so amazing.
I just love, and I love your energy. You really are the expert in the overcoming the adversities. So if somebody now is listening this and they would love to have your support, love to have the encouragement, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can find me on Facebook. I'm present on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my preferred social media platform is Facebook, where I have live streams. And if there's anyone listening to this live stream or this video today, I just want to really, and they're going through difficult times, struggling with whatever may be health. I'm talking to you today. I'm just trying to encourage someone out there. I'm talking to you today because it was planned for a much later date, but I have to drive my husband to Germany for a cancer treatment. So whatever is going on, think on the other side of the situation. If you let yourself negative in this present moment, you will never gain the clarity that you need for tomorrow. Let me be of service to you in my own little way, with no attachment, but just to throw a little light in your dark moment. Get in touch with me at my Facebook group or my Facebook page, or just go to my website, which is lilianmoeller.com, and let's just walk down this journey called life.
Thank you
it's
so
not
much.
an easy one. It's not an easy one. There are good times, there are bad times, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Believe me, it is.
And I will post the information on the description so people can easily find you. And I'm just sending a lot of light to you and your husband and your children to go through this journey. And I'm asking everyone who is watching this video to join that and send light for the highest good for you and your family. And I'm so grateful that you took the time from your busy schedule to be here with us today and share your journey, share your message, because it's so powerful. And I just love to support you on your journey to help the women, help them to feel the hope and taking the action, empowering them, because there is so much that can be done just with the shift of the mindset and then taking the action.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time, Katia. I appreciate your work. I wish you all the very best because you are doing a great job. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, and stay tuned for later episodes with Karma Cleanse Live. And I just thank you for watching and hope to see you soon again in the channel. Bye-bye for now. Bye.
Bye.